Alright, Uncle Dave with DEECEE's Adventures back out at the survival property. We finally have this platform finished. So I brought a friend up here to give me a little assistance because I don't know exactly how this whole canvas tent's going to go up now that we're, I don't know, 8, 9, 12 inches off of the ground. But I'm going to keep all these cameras rolling and we're going to pull out the canvas tent. First we got to build the frame and put the tent on it, and then try to stake it down in frozen ground. And tomorrow there's supposed to be a giant snowstorm. We're supposed to be getting 12 to 24 inches here. So we're gonna weather the storm. There's actually gonna be 3 storms this week. So we're hoping to stay out here for the whole week. Where I have my car parked on the driveway, I don't even think once it snows I'm gonna be able to get it out. So we're pretty much here until the snow melts probably. But like I said, we're gonna keep these cameras rolling and we're gonna get to setting up this canvas tent. Let's keep it going. Alright, there we go. It's already getting dark on us. Tent all put up. I still have to carve 3 stakes for each side, so 6 stakes I gotta put together to tie that fly out, which we gotta get done before tomorrow when the storm hits. But I'm gonna quickly put the stove in there and then get that going, and maybe I'll pull you guys out once we can get that tent warm. But that's going to be pretty much it for tonight. Not going to get much in until tomorrow morning. Once the sun comes back out. I don't have any lighting. So I'll see you guys when I get the fire going. Alright, man. Look at the tent. Well, it's early morning on day 2 of having the platform set up. First night last night in here. And man, I don't know if you can see that, but there is so much more room in here. Like, it squared the tent off a lot, so it added a lot of more space in here. Added a lot more space in here, and it's really nice having a hard floor underneath me that's not all muddy and sandy. It feels definitely a lot more like having a cabin out here. But it's early morning. I can already hear the snow starting. Like I said yesterday, it's going to be a huge snowstorm. It's supposed to be like at least a foot of snow. So I have to go out here and dig a cat hole because there's no There's a waste hole dug here, and the ground is showing in some places, and it's pretty thawed. So I'm gonna go dig a hole before the snow comes, and go and collect some water down by the river. I have the phone on the Anchor charger right now. All the batteries are charging up right now because yesterday we used them all up filming the setup. But yeah, I'm gonna get out there and get to doing some work, and then I'll come back and chat with you guys a little bit later in a couple hours by the fire once I get these few tasks taken care of. I also have to make about 6 more stakes and get this tent staked down a little bit better because it's supposed to be a pretty heavy duty nor'easter. And let's see, yeah, I gotta put some tie downs on the platform too, so I can tie the bottom of the tent along the bottom edge to the platform itself, so that way these walls aren't moving around in the wind and making all kinds of noise all night. So I'm gonna get to it. I gotta get all this stuff done real quick. I'll bring you guys back later when we're chilling by the fire making some breakfast. This one's getting a little small. Alright, there's our first 3 stakes. So now we can do one side of the fly and get it all buckled down. The storm's moving in. I can feel the wind picking up too a lot. It's probably gonna be a pretty windy, stormy day tonight, so we gotta get this thing all buckled down real good. Alright, there we go. A couple more on the other side, and this thing will be buckled down all tight and should be able to take a little bit of this wind. Alright, got a couple potatoes on. It's light snowing, hardly at all, but I just watched the weather and they have upgraded the storm quite a bit. I don't know, we'll see how the canvas tent holds up to it, but it says 30 to 40 mile per hour winds where I'm at, which is pretty bad for the canvas tent. That's a lot more wind than I was hoping was going to be, so I probably picked the worst storm of the year to be out here for. But that'll make it interesting, see how it goes. Hopefully it goes well. Hopefully the whole tent and everything doesn't blow away. I guess I should get on making some more stakes and just make sure this thing is staked down really, really good. Let's take a look outside though. Yeah, I can feel a little bit of mist or something. Little icy snow. Can't even see it, but look at how the ground is. Look at how clear everything is, because I want you guys to remember this, because tomorrow or even later tonight, once this really comes down, I want you guys to see the difference here and see how much snow we're really gotten. It's gonna be a lot. It says like 15 to 24 inches here where we're at in 24-hour period. So that's a really bad storm, and 30 to 40 miles per hour with snow might be too much for us out here. We'll see how it goes. Once it starts snowing too, my car is parked in a place where I'm not gonna be able to get it out without extensive shoveling and putting the snow chains on and everything. So I don't know. It says 3 days too. 3 days. 3 days. So we're gonna be stuck here for a minute. Look at that new Old Town canoe. It's a 119 12-footer. It's gonna be a cool little solo canoe. Got that this year. We gotta fix the gunwale on the old canoe. So I got this to scoot around in this summer. And since I end up canoeing by myself most of the time, I figured I'd go with a boat that was small and light, so I can get in and out of these little rivers we have out here. Alright, well, I'm cooking some food. I'll bring you guys back on the tripod in a minute. Wow, it's so nice to have this floor in here. I've got a couple baked potatoes going on the stove right now, and might pull out some brats or something, put something else on there. But the potatoes take hours sometimes on the stove top. Sometimes they only take an hour if you wrap them in aluminum foil. Anyways, this storm that's coming in, it started snowing lightly out there, and I've been putting a lot of wood together, trying to make sure I have enough wood for at least the next day and a half, because it's gonna snow for at least a day and a half here, and it says 16 to 20 inches. The biggest problem is tonight it says that the winds are gonna get up to about 30-40 miles per hour throughout the night. I do have a large stand of pine trees next to me that are really thick, some thickets, and that blocks the wind for the most part on that side. But this other side is pretty open. There's some swampland there, so the wind can probably whip up pretty good from there. So hopefully the tent can handle it. We'll see. Tonight will be pretty much the biggest test I've put this tent through so far. Man, the stove is warm though. It's nice and warm in here. I've been out there chopping wood and putting stakes in around the tent, and it's freezing out there. It's about 30 degrees right now, Fahrenheit. Well, waiting for the snow. I'm gonna eat some potatoes, some baked potato here, and I'll bring you guys back a little later. I've got a couple of beers, drink those, and I'm not sure what else I got to do. I think I just got to go around and make sure the tent is staked down really good one more time, and more firewood. Make kindling up, so if the fire goes out at all in the night, I can get it started really quick again. Last night it went out. I stoked it for the last time at like 4 in the morning, and then by like 6 it was out, but that sleeping bag's warm enough that I didn't really have to get up. I was still warm the whole time. So I'm gonna just chill here, eat a little food, and I'll bring you guys back when the snow starts dumping. I'm sure it's gonna happen soon. My mother called me. She's all worried about the weather up here. She knows that I'm only in the canvas tent, so she was like all worried, which is pretty hilarious. And my buddy who came and helped me set this up yesterday, he went back home last night, and where I'm parked is gonna be a nightmare. I'm gonna have to walk out to the end of the road a couple times during the snowstorm and shovel it out and make sure it's really clean and shoveled, so when the snow stops I can put on the chains and hopefully pull out of there without a problem. Well, I'll see you guys later. Another hour or so and this storm should be hitting us, and another about 3 hours and we should be right in the middle of the storm. I think the storm's name is Quinn. Quinn. So yeah, just chill by the fire, try to stay warm during this thing. Oh, back down at the river. Came down here to grab some more water. I filled everything up that I can fill up there, and now I'm going to fill this last bucket up. So that way we don't have to come down here when there's a foot of snow in the next 2 days.
It's barely even anything. You can hardly even see. But my jacket is getting a little moisture on it, so it is like kind of like microscopic, like sleet type thing going on right now. But it's supposed to pound us, and it's supposed to be pretty light snow. On the coast where my family lives, it's supposed to be really heavy snow, but out here where we're at, we're right at the foot of the White Mountains, so we should get a lot of snow. Looking forward to it, but gonna fill up some water jugs. Man, look at this river, it's looking so nice. That old blind we made back in the day. Still probably a good spot to sit and watch animals. Nice. This river's pretty high. There's been some melt going on still this week. Hasn't been that cold. It's barely going to be cold enough for snow these next 2 days, but it'll be cold enough. We should get a lot of it. Alright, I'm going to get to filling this thing up. Alright. I don't know if you can see it, but the snow has started. It's pretty dry, light, fluffy stuff. Not bad. It's pretty warm in the tent still. It's not too windy. Hopefully it doesn't get too windy. That's all I'm worried about. Well, collect a little bit more wood. Bring it in the shelter here. Canvas tent. Ready for the storm. Yeah! Snowstorm in Western Maine. Alright, it's kind of chilly in here. Gotta stoke that stove back up. I can see the roof is sagging a little bit. Go around and kick all the snow off. Yeah, there's a lot of snow piled up by the door here. See if we can see out the window. Oh man. You guys can't see out there because it's all... There's a lot of snow out there. Canvas tent seems to have held up fine though. Oh man. Yeah, a lot of snow. Gotta get all that snow off the canoe. I gotta stoke that stove up first though, and then we gotta go and knock snow and clean snow off of everything and go and shovel out the truck so it's not stuck there all week. Well, canvas tent did pretty good in the snow though. It doesn't seem to have had any problems with it, and the wind wasn't that bad at all last night. Oh snap. There's a lot of snow. I should have brought the shovel in last night. I left it sitting real close though. Alright. All dry around where the stove is. Well, not dry, but it's all free of snow. You can see the heat pattern right there. Alright, well, time to get to shoveling. Well, there's a lot of snow that needs to be dealt with, but let me tell you, it is so beautiful out here. I've never been out here with fresh snow. I mean, once on my birthday we came out here, drank a bottle of whiskey on my 30th birthday with my buddy, and it had kind of snowed within a couple days, so it was kind of coated, but nothing like this. Man, this is just, it's beautiful seeing everything completely covered in snow. But we got to get to shoveling, clearing all this stuff off and making some paths so we can go to the bathroom, and then we got to go all the way to the vehicle and shovel that thing out. It's pretty heavy snow. So it's gonna be some shoveling today, lots of it. Well, quite a long trail to the crapper hole. But look at here, it looks like something came through here. It might have just been a squirrel. It kind of does look like something was hopping out of the holes that they were making and traveling that way, but I don't know, it kind of looks like it could have been a canine of some sort doing a circle here and then taking off. There's some stuff behind me leading in too. Look at this hemlock. Thing is crazy. Looks so cool when it's covered in snow. It's like a little den in there. Alright, well, let me get back to it. I had a lot of shoveling to do, like I said. Alright. Everything is all shoveled out up here. Got the tent all free of snow, knocked all the ice off of the ropes. Now it's drying out in there. I mean, we don't ever get any water coming through the canvas tent, but sometimes you'll feel some wet spots on the canvas tent. It doesn't actually penetrate through, but it saturates the material sometimes. All that's dried up pretty much now that we've had the stove running for a couple hours this morning. Well, I gotta go grab the sled and put the shovel and a couple other things in there, and we're gonna head up to the car, or to the SUV, and dig that thing out. So if we do need to leave here for any reason or an emergency or something, I'll be able to get out fairly easy. I'll probably throw the snow chains on the truck too right now, just so they're already on there, just in case we need them for something. A lot of shoveling. This is Maine in the winter. Glad we got the platform. This would have been miserable if we were on the ground. The amount of snow and ice that melts off of the top of the canvas tent would have just totally pooled up and made a huge mess underneath the spot we used to be set up at. This thing's cranking. That little stove, I gotta get a new stove, but I tell you, that little military stove we got for $60 4 years ago is doing pretty crazy good. It glows sometimes in a couple spots. There's a couple spots where if there's coals right on it, it's getting thin and it glows quite a bit at night. Probably only have the rest of this season left in her, and we're gonna have to definitely retire that one, but it's time to get a stove with a flat top on it for cooking and everything. Just been putting it off. All this stuff costs money. I'm hoping, supposedly gonna be adding some land to this property here. One of the neighbors has made an agreement with me, and I'm gonna buy some more land. It's not really usable. It floods out and gets really wet, but the deer come across it, and there's a whole grove of maple trees there for doing maple syrup. So I think it'll be a good investment, and it doubles the size of my lot right here, which is pretty sweet. All right, well, I gotta go get some shoveling done. I'll see you guys later by the fire. All right, man, look at the tracks. You can't see the tracks. Completely covered in snow. Just getting back from shoveling the truck out, and we're pretty close to the property now. It was ridiculous amounts of snow. I actually used my my sled, my trail sled, to shovel with, and it sped the process up a lot. Thank goodness that worked. The only other shovel I had was a flat-headed metal shovel, which doesn't move very much snow very fast. Maybe I'll show you the technique that I was doing with my sled later. It's definitely the best way to do the trails out here too, so I'm gonna start doing that. Alright, I gotta finish this trek back home though, because my clothes are soaked, and I gotta get that fire cranking and get everything dried out before nighttime. Get some food on. I haven't eaten yet today. I'm starving. Just granola bars, that's it. Well, there was some live coal still in the stove, so just threw a couple logs on there. She'll be roaring in no time. Man, there's a lot of snow out there. Don't know if I was expecting quite this much snow, and now the weather says it's going to snow for an additional day and a half. So there's going to be at least 2 feet of snow here. Powder. Gonna be hard getting in and out of here, that's for sure. But I cleared the driveway in a way where I think I could get out if I needed to. We're gonna put a pot of water on to boil, and I think I'm gonna eat some pasta today with a couple of brats, probably. Classic camping brats. That's what I eat every time I'm up here, pretty much. Pretty much for the whole week that I'm up here, or however long I'm up here. It's the only meat I ever bring up. It's just the easiest to deal with. Gotta get some steaks here, though. I see everybody on their YouTube channels eating all these huge steaks with their dogs, and man, it'd be nice to have a dog to hang out with, and it'd be nice to have some steaks, to have some meat energy, some good meat energy. These brats are good, but you can't eat them every day. They're really fatty and high in cholesterol and stuff. Not good for you. They taste delicious though. Man, Johnsonville brats, cheddar, delicious. Put some water on here. Get a warm meal and a warm drink. Alright, I'll bring you guys back when I'm lounging. Alright. Morning of day 3. I let the stove go out. I don't know if you can see that, but right there is a little burn hole from last night. I tried getting out of the sleeping bag as fast as I could to put it out. But I don't know, I put some wet wood in there and it was crackling, and it sent some stuff up through the pipe, and the spark arrestor is crap on that thing. So that sucks. I let the stove go out this morning too because it's full of ash, so I gotta clean the ash out before I get it started today. I don't know, I was thinking about leaving today, but I guess maybe tomorrow. I gotta check to see how the weather's gonna be. It's supposed to snow again later tonight. Tent looks pretty dry though. I could pack up today. But I was planning on staying out here for a couple more days, so I should probably just stay out. Oh, it's like 30 degrees out here. I gotta get myself out of bed, clean this ash out of the stove, and get it going. I'll see you guys in a minute. Alright, well, let's see what's going on here. Still some coals left. It's been going for 4 hours, so I figured it would be out by now. Move a lot of those to the back. Alright, there we go. It's in a paper bowl, so I gotta go throw it out in the snow. I'll put this ash right by where we gather soil for the garden, and the ash helps out with the garden a lot. This should be enough. We took enough out that it will at least function well. When there's so much piled up in the bottom of that stove, you lose a lot of thermal radiation from the sides and from the bottom. So let's go dump this and then we'll come back and start this fire back up. It's already pretty much going. There's still a lot of coals in there. Alright, we're gonna start by just putting this paper bowl in here first. Grab a couple pieces of kindling. Throw that in there. A small piece of oak. And then a couple pieces of poplar. Poplar is really light, burns fast. Kind of burns like pine wood, but without all the smoke and tar and stuff that comes with pine wood, which isn't good for your stove. Take a pocket bellow. And that's it. She's going again. I love this pocket bellow. Being an asthmatic, this thing helps out so much. Now I gotta figure out what I'm gonna eat for breakfast. Is it burning good now? Yes, that's the sound of warmth on its way. Well, winter wonderland out here. Man, it's about 35 degrees right now. Gotta get that canoe in the water. Most of the rivers are free of water already, but they're moving so fast. They are kind of dangerous. But I'm ready to get in the water and get in the canoe. Wow, a lot of snow out here. Looks nice. It's gonna be a pain in the ass breaking down in this. I was thinking about leaving the tent up, but I think there's going to be a couple more snowstorms, so I don't want the tent to be up. If it's really heavy snow, it'll sag out. It'll sag the whole tent out. The roof of the tent will sag a lot, and you really have to be here to clear snow off of it. But I don't know, maybe we'll leave it up because it sucks taking it down, bringing it up, taking it down, bringing it up. I'm going to be out here a lot this next couple months. So we'll see what I decide. Man, probably look like a mess. I haven't showered in a couple days. If I decide to stay one more day, I'm gonna have to get the shower going in here and take a little bucket bath of some kind. Alright, well, early morning, day 3. Man, I tell you what, that little burn mark really sucks. Have to put a patch or something on it. You can see this is where the frame of the fly is, and I have a couple burn marks in the fly already. The fly's been saving the canvas, but last night a fairly large coal made it up the pipe and it landed straight on the canvas, not on the fly. Usually it'll go out before it burns through the fly, put a little hole in the fly. So we're gonna have to patch that or something. We'll definitely get a leak through there when it's raining. It's right by the stove. It's not where anybody sleeps, so the leak won't really affect anybody sleeping, but that stinks. Let's sew a patch onto it. It came with a couple pieces of canvas, so I'm going to sew one of those on it. And that'll fix her up. You can see a couple light spots here and there where there's holes in the fly. You know, that just happens from coals and stuff, usually from wet wood, or if you put any pine or anything like that in it, it'll happen. Some of the logs last night were pretty wet. Well, I don't know if you can hear me over the sizzle. Brats. Just for the record, I didn't eat any of these last night. I saved them for this morning. Gonna have a baked potato and some brats. Baked potato won't even be done until probably lunchtime. Takes forever. But brats would be some nice good morning energy. And gotta go down to the river and fetch some water. And we're gonna stay until tomorrow. Tomorrow it should be dry enough at least to take everything down. I don't know. It doesn't say it's going to snow later tonight anymore. So it may have light showers, it may not, I don't know. Getting my boots on. Put on a layer of cotton socks, and then over that I put on a Smart Wool mountaineering sock. That's what I prefer to wear with my LO Bean Cresta boots. That combination will keep me warm in most temperatures as long as I'm not sitting still for too long, and it keeps my feet dry. The cotton kind of absorbs all the sweat, and then it slowly moves its way through the wool. But if the cotton layer does get wet or get too sweaty and it's cold, your feet will get cold. So as long as you keep that cotton layer dry that's underneath the wool, your feet will always be warm. Probably go with 2 wool socks if I was in temperatures below 30 Fahrenheit. Man, those things are looking good. People always give me guff about using so much aluminum products. My Morris Kohansky Wilderness Pot, which I've cooked most of my meals out of for the last 4 years, is aluminum. It's anodized, which cuts down on the transfer of microparticles. But from my reading, the only time you really have to worry about aluminum is when you're using acidic stuff in it. So when you're boiling water and cooking pasta and stuff, it should be fine. It's when you just don't want to cook red sauce or anything really acidic in it, because that will take microparticles of aluminum and put it into the food. I don't know about this aluminum. I know aluminum foil isn't really good. It's also not a very sustainable product. Mining aluminum is a hard process. But it is the easiest way to go out here, and when I'm camping, I cook fish, I cook sausages, I cook potatoes, I cook all kinds of things in aluminum, and I can usually use it multiple times. You know, I'll use one little square of aluminum the whole time I'm out, and then the ones that I use for potato I can keep using over and over and over again until the aluminum falls apart pretty much. Well, I don't know how long this video is getting now. Hopefully the videos are coming together a little bit better than they were. I am rushed a lot. I still haven't picked up a GoPro yet, which I need to, because all the other cameras fog out and get all messed up when it's raining and snowing out, which it does a lot here in Maine. I'm hoping to do a lot of canoeing and some backpacking and stuff over this summer. I think I'm going to be taking the whole summer off from work. I haven't really made my final decision yet. But as of right now, I'm planning on taking most of the summer off, so we're going to get out and do some stuff. Got to get a GoPro though. We can't get in the kayak with a
nice camera. We gotta have a GoPro. Something waterproof. Alright, well, I'm gonna eat dinner. I'll bring you guys out. I'm gonna go down to the river at some point. Oh, nothing but white.
Look at that. It's pretty freaking nice. Right here where the water's slow. Whoa, almost fell on my face. Right here where the water's slow has already got a little sheet of ice going there. Combination of ice and slush. That was all clear the other day, if you remember. Looks good though. Glad we got that little canoe. I'll definitely be able to pass this river down to the bigger river in that little canoe in spring. In the mid to late summer, it might be harder. There might not be enough water, but it's such a small canoe I can haul it through the places where there isn't enough water easily enough. So I'm gonna have to try to find a place where I can climb down and get some water. Right there is where I usually climb down. The water actually does look pretty high. There's probably a lot of melt going on all the way up the river. I can also see some dirty tracks right there. It looks like something was getting into the river or trying to get out of the river right there. Yeah, that's probably where we'll go. If not, there's a place behind those trees that I can climb down to, and the water's usually only deep enough that it won't go over my ankles there. There's usually a beach there, but when it's high, there's a little bit of water, but it doesn't go over my boots. All right, time to fill the old bucket. All right, let's try this for a third time. There's no tracks leading up to this here, so whatever made this little mess in the snow came from the water. There's an ice ledge here that's breaking off, so I got to be careful if I don't want to end up in the drink. This will all break off really easily, so climbing down there I have to be really careful. But these little branches and sticks that are sticking up have been freshly chewed off. So something was in here in the last day, came up out of the water and ate these little branches off and then took back off. It's probably a beaver, it may be a muskrat, but I see beavers out here a lot. I see muskrat out here too, but it probably was a beaver. So I gotta try to climb down there as safely as possible, get a bucket of water, and get back up to camp. Yeah, it is snowing again today. It's about 3:30 in the afternoon. Hopefully we don't get too much. The tent is finally all dried out, and I gotta take off tomorrow so I can go to the land registry and look up the deed for the next property over, and then I have to go convince a family member to loan me a bunch of money so I can get this property next to me. 4.5 more acres is a lot of land. A bunch of riverfront too on that, so it'll make my riverfront a lot longer. It's another like 200 feet of riverfront, so I'm pretty psyched. But yeah, it's snowing. So beautiful here. So nice out here on the property. And luckily nice and warm in the tent. Well, I'm pretty much done with all the work I have to do for today. And then we're gonna get to eating a couple more potatoes, warming up this tent a little bit, and doing some reading and stuff, and just chilling out by the fire for the last night here, enjoying the relaxation. It does suck. I can hear trucks way in the distance going up the grade. There's a grade on the road that's out here, and a lot of trucks from Poland Spring water trucks go up the road now. They didn't when I bought the property. Now they go up it all the time. It's pretty loud. Well, y'all probably can't see me. It's really dark in here. Just stoking the stove up and getting ready for my last night out here. It's gonna be about 20 degrees tonight. A little chillier than it's been the last couple days. Got some good oak firewood to put in here. Alright, well, I'll see you guys in the AM. Alright. Alright, really early morning of day 4. Getting the stove fired up one more time. We've got 2 logs left here to burn. And we're going to burn those as we pack up. And I'm going to start making runs to the car. It's like a quarter mile or half a mile to the car. And I have 2 to 3 loads. Since I have the canoe, I have 3 loads really. I have to come back for the canoe at the end. So we're going to pack up. I should probably just leave the tent standing because we're probably going to be back out here in like a week. But I don't want anything to happen to it. It says it's going to snow this week and I don't want it to get all kinds of snow load and then the roof get all messed up or anything. I've seen guys in Alaska leave them out for a while and they just come once a week and knock all the snow off the roof. And they seem to just be fine, but I'm not going to take any chances. Who knows, I might go home and then get invited on a trip somewhere else, then go and not be back for a couple weeks. So I'm going to pack everything up, make my first run with all the equipment, and then pack the tent up, try to keep it as dry as possible since we could pretty much fold it and do everything right on the platform. It should be fine. Oh, nice and warm. It's about 35 degrees out there. Yesterday it was only 26 when I woke up. I thought it was 35. Yeah. Alright, well, I'm gonna get to work. I got a lot of hauling to do. Probably won't bring you guys back for very much of it. So, as usual, thanks for joining me, Uncle Dave from DEECEE's Adventures. Make sure you rate, comment, subscribe. Make sure you share these videos with friends if you're interested in them and you think you know somebody who's interested. I need to work on getting those subscriptions up. It's been a couple years I've taken off, so I had good momentum at one point with the subscriptions, but then when I stopped making videos for a year and a half, that obviously slows down a lot. So any sharing you guys can do will help a lot. Alright, I'm gonna eat an energy bar and get things packed up. I'll see you guys in the next one. Well, just got back from hauling the first load, and man, the snow is deep. It's burning me up. It's it's hard breaking trail. With the first load was probably about 100 pounds, and the second load is going to be about 150 pounds in the sled. So with 2 feet of snow, it's pretty hardcore. I need to get myself a horse or something. Help me out here. It's a long haul I have to do. Driveway or the right of way is a real long haul. Alright, well, I gotta move that stove out of here and get this tent teared down, I guess. I've been thinking about keeping it up, but I don't know. I just worried that if I keep it up, the weather is gonna do a number on it. It's supposed to be snow 2 more days this week. I don't know. See you guys at the car. Alright, I'm out of breath as always. Man, taking this tent down on the platform with one person is a pain. You gotta fold it perfectly if you want it to fit in that Tupperware container too. So that's what I'm working on right now. Getting it all folded up. Get it all squared up, tuck in the doors and the back wall, and then fold it 3 times and then roll it. And it will fit in the little bag that it comes in. It's already been like 2.5, 3 hours since I started this process. It sucks that I have to come back for the canoe after I haul this down. I'm gonna try to rig the canoe up on the sled and get it at least part of the way there. Because, yeah, it sucks to have to come all the way back for the canoe. The canoe's 50 pounds too by itself. I think it's 48 or 49 pounds, that 119 Old Town. Yeah, so I'm gonna keep on keeping on and be done with this soon on the road. Tight like a tiger. And straight, if you can keep it straight, it'll be better. Alright, now the bag. This is a giant thing. A couple of chew holes from the squirrels. Now that's a mobile home. Store this a lot easier than a camper. Right, there she goes. That's what the package looks like. You know? So maybe I'll pull you guys back out of the car. But always, thanks for joining. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you share this video with your friends that you think might be interested in it. Make sure you hit that subscribe and like button. Helps the channel out a lot. Try to get out in the woods a lot this summer. Taking most of the summer off from work, so I try to get some YouTube videos here. So any help with subscribers and sharing my videos is much appreciated. Uncle Dave with DEECEE's Adventures. I'll see you guys on the next adventure. Oh, this is what the pack chain looks like. It's tied the canoe and it's sliding across the snow. I just gotta watch out for sticks and stuff so I don't rough up my brand new canoe. Hard, it's because it is. Back at the truck. Here, the road's right here. Alright, well, again, you've watched it this far. Thanks for staying in. Oh, I can't even talk. Thanks for joining me today. Make sure you like and subscribe. I still gotta get out of here with my two-wheel drive truck. I'll clear all that down to dirt and hopefully it's okay because it's a grade up. Only in California can you buy SUVs that don't have four-wheel drive. And I got stuck with one. I had a good deal on it though, and it made it here from California, so that's pretty good. Hopefully I can get up there. If not, we'll put the chains on the front, and then definitely we should be able to pull out of there with the chains on it, snow chains.